Hello, welcome to the show. This is Hack Hunter, where we review some of the best and worst tattoo artists that are out there to help teach you, our viewers. Now, this week we're in Hanover, Pennsylvania, and check out part number 1 if you want to see an artist that we found out there that will just blow your mind. Great artist to recommend. But while we were out there, we also came across another artist. Enter Bob. This is Bob. He is the owner of Bob's Bodyart. You can find him there on Facebook. They don't have an Instagram. They don't have a website, so check him out on Facebook. But let me save you the trouble. Most of the photos were just like this. Super blurry, hard for anybody to really tell what the hell's going on there. I can tell those wings are trash, but you know, a lot of people looking at these kind of things, it's going to be hard to tell if he's doing good work or bad work if you can't see the work. But most of it, when it was in focus, it looked like this. Some weird chubby cheek skull. Look at how poorly this black saturation is, how patchy that is. Now, I was talking about it in our previous episode about how you got to watch out for artists that edit their photos, because sometimes artists will up the saturation in the photos and make it this black look really nice and solid, rich black and filled in. But you can absolutely see here that it's just not. It's very, very patchy in areas. Some of these he chose to just do black on the outer rims. Some of these he tried to fill in, but you can see how patchy it is. It's definitely not the proper depth. He definitely overworked it in some areas and didn't work it enough in other areas. Not to mention the gray wash here. Look at how horribly streaked this gray wash is. Now, this is something that's very telling. When you're looking for an artist, look for how well they do light gray soft shading, because it's difficult. It's time consuming and it takes a while to learn as an artist and to perfect it. And when you see streaking like this and welted up skin, it's because an artist is trying to whip out their gray wash the way you would with a pencil or a paintbrush. They're trying to whip it out, but that's not really how it's done with the tattoo machine. Some artists have figured out how to whip shade and make it look good, but most artists that don't know what they're doing, if it comes out like this, really streaky looking, it's because they just were never trained in how to do it, and they've just been trying to struggle to figure it out their whole careers. Now, here's one where he did a cover-up, and oh my gosh, this poor person, they ruined the old tattoo and they ruined the new tattoo. Now you got to get a cover-up of a cover-up, and hopefully this person can find a good enough artist that could clean this whole thing up. I don't think it's irreparable, but man, he just butchered it, and he definitely didn't use enough rich blacks, because you can see the old lettering or whatever it was right there behind the flower. So very disappointing to see. And most of his flowers look like this, really kind of cabbage flowers, really simply done. Again, if I zoom in, you can see the streak shading. He had a really hard time with this light gray shading. But one thing I had to point out, I noticed throughout his whole portfolio, look at this leaf, right? Light, dark, light, dark, light, dark, right? That sort of striped leaf. They're all striped, right? Let me show you another one. Here's another one where it's just striped, light, dark, light, and they're all the same leaf. None of them fold or wave or bend or anything. Just very, very lazy, quick design work. And it shows me he's not really an artist at heart. Here's another one, striped leaves, just weird, and these sort of cabbagey roses. And this one absolutely shows that he's really not got that gray wash down. I zoom in on the eyes here. You can see he didn't get the black up to the line. Lets me know he really is not comfortable with where his needle tips are and not familiar with it, because he's having trouble getting close to the line. And then again, with the streaking on this gray wash, lets you know that he just has a hard time applying that light gray wash. This whole tattoo is done with like a medium light tone. It's going to look very two-dimensional when it's done. Here's a piece where it could have been a cool piece. I see it, the clock with the gears and it's busting, and yeah, it's a cool concept, but man, he'd found an artist that just could not execute it. Look how squiggly these lines are. The 3D effect is definitely off. The dimensions are off. This one's 3D, but this one's not. This one's not 3D on the outside, but it's 3D on the inside. It just doesn't make any sense. And not to mention, he made the mistake of trying to put high line detail inside the ditch of the arm, the fold of the arm there. This is not a good place to put a lot of line work, especially thin line work. It's usually going to blow out on you. It's usually going to cause you some problems. Here's one I had to kind of showcase. What a terrible sleeve, just in general. A gun, some pot leaves, and some banners with some really chintzy writing, and this really terrible $100 bill rose. This really just looks like Monopoly money because he overused line work. So he ends up with a Monopoly money rose. But look at this banner here. I have never seen a banner fold like that in real life or in a tattoo. How strange is that, man? I want to showcase this one because it shows what I was talking about. This is a healed tattoo that he was kind enough to post on his feed for us, and you can see how washed out it looks because he just uses one tone of medium gray wash throughout the whole thing, except for the eyes. The eyes he used a little bit of a darker one, but throughout the whole thing, and it just looks two-dimensional. It looks flat, and that's the kind of thing that it's unfortunate the client isn't going to know until it's too late. So this is the last one I'll show because, man, she is going nowhere on that busted-ass wheel. Man, come on, Bob. Sorry, but I didn't see any real effort put into the design work. The application technique is definitely really not there for an owner of a studio that's been doing it well over 10 years. You should be a lot more advanced than this. So Bob ends up on our hack list. Check out part number 1 if you want to see an artist we recommend there in Hanover. Otherwise, we'll see you next week. All right, bye.